Hi, welcome to the channel, Budget Audio Review and Upgrades. Today is going to be really off the cuff, really. Another one of these videos. I get them now and again. I never ever thought I'd be doing one about this. Never even thought about it until the other day when I actually bought a couple of pairs of speakers down here and a couple of amplifiers and just had a little muck about while I was doing another little project in the corner, so to speak. And this was like just playing some music in the background because I've not really got a lot of room upstairs, and I just thought I'd bring it downstairs. And I wanted to give a pair of speakers their final kind of outing because I actually took them apart and started selling the tweeters and drivers as separate units on eBay. As you know, I obviously get loads of gear coming in, and you know, I can't keep it all, so I have to kind of recycle it around, either sell it or give it to someone, etc., and all that kind of thing. You know, I've got to get it out of the house, so to speak. And I've been selling speakers. I buy them in; they're easy enough to buy speakers. I go and pick them up somewhere. People send them to me. I don't particularly like sending the speakers, and I don't do it because I've had so many come to me broken, damaged cabinets, not get delivered, but just leave it on the van. They can't be bothered because they're so heavy. I need plenty of padding. It's no good just putting them in a cardboard box. You're going to end up with 4 broken bits down the other end. You need to pad them out really well. They're weighty items, and these couriers don't, you know, just throw them about. They make works for them. I know exactly how they work. They just launch them everywhere. So you know, don't things get handed to one person to the other, or just get taken off the van and put nicely on the floor. I'm afraid, you know, most of the time it just does not happen. They haven't got the time to bend down, seriously. You know, they need well padded. So I've been sending them locally to people. You know, I've had a few subscribers actually come around and pick up a couple of items that live locally, or you know, willing to do a reasonable distance to get, you know, a set of speakers thereafter, etc. But obviously I'm going to get lumbered with some which I cannot sell. And this is a case with a few recently, which I've started taking apart, like I say, and selling them as spares. So I was going to do this with these pair of Wolfdale speakers I had. So I brought them down here. These are Wolfdale 90 Deltas, and they're quite a bassy speaker, but they've got quite a nice bass to them. You know, if you like this really thudding bass, that they've got them because they've got a nice 10-inch driver in the bottom there. So I brought them down, and I thought, I just want to give this amp just one more. I mean, I was actually going to link them up to this, to be honest with you, just while I was tinkering around because this was handy. But I thought, I'll bring the amp back down because, you know, I'll give it a review. And I don't know if it was a favourable review, probably not. You know what I mean? It's okay for what it is. You know what I mean? It's not really an HiFi amplifier by any stretch of the imagination. But then, you know, what would you call an HiFi amplifier? Would you call a £200 second-hand unit, a £500, a £5,000? You know, where do you start? And, you know, going from just an amp, you know, to get to HiFi kind of like saying, or, you know, give it that tag, so to speak. But anyway, I thought, oh, I'll bring this down as well. I just want to compare the two sounds, and I thought, let's stick this on as well, just to kind of like compare and see what the difference is. And also, I thought I'd bring another pair of speakers down as well for this, and I thought we'll give it a little comparison while I'm down, a little bit of tinkering around, a little bit mucking about. You know, I thought nothing of it really. So I put this up with the Wolfdales. I put that with the Wolfdales, and you can definitely, obviously, there's a big difference there in the sound. Then I thought, oh, I've got a new pair of speakers. I wanted to try them out, which is Morgan Short 35s. I haven't really given them a proper go yet. Stuck them on there as well, and I thought, oh, but you know, this here compared with this with the Wolfdales, it's such a vast difference. You know what I mean? It really is. So I thought, well, anyway, let's take this out of the equation now and just put this back on with the Wolfdales. I'm going to listen to that while I'm tinkering around, and eventually I'm going to take these speakers apart and start selling them from spares. So the very first day I'm listening to this, I've got a Bluetooth linked up with Bluetooth, and I've got about 30 or 40, probably 50 tracks on the Bluetooth, and I'm tinkering around all day really. This is for a couple of days down here. And the very first time you turn this on, it's okay, you know what I mean, it's all right, but it's not HiFi, you know what I mean, it's kind of like, oh, it's okay. But what it was, after 2 days, that last day I was listening to it, and I thought, you know, this is like some, I've been down here 10 minutes, I've been down here most of the day tinkering around and that, them tracks have started obviously repeating themselves, etc. The second day I thought, this don't sound too bad, you know what I mean, this is better than I thought it was, kind of thing. And I thought, well, no, why is that kind? You know, that comes. And I think, well, maybe I'm getting used to the sound. I'm getting used to the sound of these speakers. I'm getting used to the sound that this comes out. And when I've got nothing else to compare it to as well, you know, it's sounding pretty good. It ain't too bad, like, you know what I mean? You know, it's not bad at all. It's kind of better than what I thought it was. You know, better than what it was the first day, so to speak. Better than what it was when I compared it to this kind of thing. And I think myself, you know, this hasn't been running, has it? You know what I mean? I haven't run this in. You know, I haven't run them speakers in. Them speakers are 30, 40 years old. They've been running, they've been around the block a million times. They've been running, if they needed running, in years ago. So they kind of got me thinking. And I think maybe because my ears are getting used to the sound, you know what I mean? They're getting used to that. You know, people say, like these HiFi shops, etc., say, take this amp home and give it 3 or 4 days. Don't judge it by the first day. And same with speakers, you know, take them speakers home, give them 30, 40, 50 hours, whatever. Don't judge it by the first day. So you get it home, and obviously if you get a bad speakers, you'll get a bad amplifier. It's going to sound bad, you know. But if it's an okayish one, you know what I mean, if it's not bad, you know, I think it's gradually going to get a little bit better. As you kind of listen to it a little bit more, you're kind of get used to it. This is the thing. So, you know, when you're taking this home, let's say give it 30 or 40 hours, does it really need that? I mean, a lot of manufacturers say it does, and you know, you can look at the internet forums, etc. A lot of people say it does, and obviously a lot of people say it don't. You know what I mean? It is what it is, kind of thing. I know it's got transistors, capacitors, and you get people saying these capacitors need to get the electrons going through them and all that to get them nice. And if you turn it off for more than 48 hours, you should have it on for another 48 hours before you start playing again, etc. But is it just your ears? Is it just that you kind of get accustomed to that sound and it sounds more normal, more smooth than what it did when you very first, you know, got it? And you know, if I can kind of bring this into, you know, another way of looking at this maybe is that when you get a brand new razor and you try it on your skin, it can be quite rough, that brand new like electric razor with the, you know, the foil or whatever, the rotating heads. But after 3 or 4 days, your skin gets used to it. I mean, your skin hasn't really changed, but it gets used to it. And like I say, I've had it myself. I bought a brand new razor. The first couple of days it's quite rough and hard work. And after a couple of weeks, that's as smooth as you like, you know what I mean? It's running around like silk and everything feels fine, and that, you know, it's got accustomed to my face. Or is it really like, you know what I mean? So is it that kind of effect with this amplifier, with the speakers you buy, etc.? You know, do you get used to it kind of like subconsciously that sounds a bit better than when you very first got it? Another thing, you know, another way maybe looking at it is like, I think it's called Singapore syndrome, when these robbers, these people like holding people captive, and obviously the very first time you see them, you hated their guts, kind of thing. And over a period of time, they kind of got used to them. You know, they kind of become more friendly to them, that kind of thing. So, you know, is this the case with a new amplifier? So after you've had it a few days, maybe a week or something like that, a new pair of speakers, is that the case, or is it really? Do they really need running in? Is there definitely a case for them actually being running? So I'm going to leave a couple of links in the bottom. I mean, obviously, you know, comment, etc. I do look at the comments, you know, I mean, obviously not everyone's going to agree with what I say about anything, you know, I mean, that's never going to happen, but I do read them, and if I can come back with something, I do. I don't always reply to all of them, but they all definitely get read, that's for certain. You know, I haven't always got the time to reply back, but I will leave 2 links down the bottom. One of the links is to a bloke who's kind of burned in a pair of speakers for, I think he's done it for 2 days or a day. He said kept one as normal, and one he's tried to burn in these little monitor speakers, and he's going to show you he's finding, so you may be interested in that. I'm going to leave a link to that there, and also I'm going to leave a link to my mate who started up, and he does it in his own way, reviews these vinyl records. He's into vinyl mainly on his channel. He's just started up, and if you like what you see there, maybe you want to subscribe to him and give him a little kick up the backside, so to speak, to start putting a few more on there. He's got a vast collection, and like I say, he's got a really nice system there, which at some stage I'm hoping he's going to go around and have a good listen to myself. Okay, so that's it really. I'll say thanks for watching, and I'll see you all in my next video.